Mwapo talks with the birds. Near Lake Eyasi in northern Tanzania, all Hadzabe men do. They call their interlocutor the tikiriko, otherwise known as the honey guide bird. The bird signals to the men when it has found a killer bee nest, and the men reply in a back and forth that leads them to its exact site. Starting a fire with sticks, they climb 20 to 30 feet up the tree that houses the hive and smoke out the bees for long enough to remove the honeycomb. If it is lucky, the bird is left with some waxy scraps in reward for its assistance. Mwapo is one of only 1,000 Hadza left in Tanzania today, of whom fewer than 300 continue to live entirely as hunter-gatherers, with no permanent agriculture or architecture. Hunter-gatherer or forager communities have historically obtained all of their diet from wild foods. Anthropologist Richard Wrangham points out that it would be more accurate to call them gatherer-hunters, because they gather daily, but every day doesn't necessarily include a successful hunt. Whatever we call them, they move with the seasons, living in grass-covered huts that dissolve back into the landscape when they leave. They take from the natural environment what they need to survive, leaving it able to fully replenish itself, so that any extraction of resources can go on indefinitely without depleting them. This exemplifies the definition of sustainability agreed by the UN in 1987, meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. A typical hunter-gatherer only works for around 20 hours a week, half the load of a standard full-time worker in an industrialized society. Outsiders may feel relieved that agriculture, trade, and technology have made it unnecessary for entire communities to have to dedicate themselves to finding food. But our reliance on professional farmers has not made us more food secure. The Hadza have no food supplies in reserve, storing nothing for the future. But that is because they have no need to do so. They know that the next meal is always out there, waiting to be collected. Our storehouses and warehouses may appear to give us more security, yet we are only a few days away from hunger. Our international supply chains are extremely vulnerable, and if a city were to find its supermarket shelves empty, its citizens would have no alternative sources of nutrition. The industrialized world's food security hangs by a thread, whereas that of the Hadza is almost unbreakable. The Hadza represent one of our last living links with the first Homo sapiens. They provide a window into how we all used to live. They are inevitably a source of fascination. They can also become objects of romanticization. For many who bemoan the destruction of the environment unleashed by the Industrial Revolution, the consumerist culture of constant striving for more, and the obesity and illness created by modern diets, hunter-gatherers like the Hadza provide a model of a different way to manage the land, organize society, and eat.